Alrighty, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do just like a simple background effect or like a scout background. It's going to be just using a linear color key, so no roto brush involved. Basically the first thing you're going to want to do is get a clip. I just found the first one on my computer. One thing you want to look for if you want to do a background like this is that colors contrast. So like yellow obviously isn't going to contrast well with blue, pink isn't going to contrast well with blue. So as long as there is a dominant background with the objects that you want to be shown that are almost a completely different color or pretty close to being a different color, this should work. Even if they're not, I mean, it could still look good. It's up to you, but it's best when these two colors do not match the background. It's just up to you though. First thing you want to do is just comp the layer, go in here, comp that shit again, then duplicate it 2 times, or have a total of 3. Uncheck these eyeballs. First thing you want to do is on the first clip, the very top one, add linear color key, click the background color, so this one, or what you can do is whatever works best. So like I think this one is kind of better. Matching tolerance 2. I like to put this at like 6. Find what works best for you. Even 5 could work. Too much, what I've seen is just having too much is bad. Having littler is better, because you'll still at least see some background without having it over the characters. Second thing here is you're gonna enable this check mark. Add plasma or whatever wipe you want. It doesn't really matter unless you're going for someone like something specific. Change the percentage to 75%. Where it says grad, change that to 0, and then where it says phase start, click the stopwatch, go over here, and then you can click like 3, and now you'll see it moves. Let me just make that like 4 so it moves a little bit faster. There we go. Now nothing's crazy is gonna happen right now. It kind of looks bad, but we're gonna fix that right now. So add psycho blobs or stripes. It really does not matter. Goddamn. Alright, so once you added this, you can either change the color in here. It's really not necessary though, because you can just go to colorama and actually go more in depth with the colors. So if I want like just like purple or something, or like maybe purple and blue would work here, just delete these, change this to more of a purple, change this to more of a blue. Ooh, that's too dark. Let's go layer. Perfect. So now something's gonna look like this. Now what we're gonna do is go on that same clip, add deep glow first. Make sure that this is checked all the way at the bottom. If this is not checked, it will not look good at the end, and I'll show why at the end. But just make sure this is checked for now. Last thing you can add is turbulent displays. You can either animate it or just leave it as it is. It doesn't really matter because there already is movement with it. And then you can also add drop shadow if you want. Drop shadows aren't really important. Not this type of drop shadow. You need S_drop shadow if you want to add a drop shadow. Again though, it's not really too important to add a drop shadow. If you want to see what's gonna look like, make sure to check this layer. I think you can use just the you can use a regular drop shadow too. I wouldn't do too much though, and make sure it's not all the way up like that. Now it'll look something like this. As you can see though, it kind of just blends in, so I'm actually just gonna change the color to like green. Green and purple, I guess. And you can also change the color on here as well. Perfect. So now it'll look like this. It kind of doesn't look too good just because the color choice, but trust me, if you picked something like, I guess, red for this and for colorama, it will look better. Let me just do that just so you can see what it looks like. There you go. So like if you did choose like red or something, obviously it's gonna show more. It just doesn't really go with it, but I'll just keep it red just for now. Okay, so now the fun part. This is just basically a preset. I'm just gonna group all these and leave them in the description below so you can drag it. These are plugins that you need to download or else will not work. But after you download it, you can use a preset that's in the description and then basically build off of it. If I were to add anything else, I mean, you can always just add scan lines if you want. They don't look too good, but if it works, it works. I like to add edge rays instead, and I would change this to like maybe a purple and then make this like a 0.03. It doesn't really show too much here. It'll look better when it's not like here. Let me change it to like green or some shit. Green should work. Yeah, here we go. So like maybe 0.030. And then change that back. Cool. So as you see, it has like a little edge to it now. You'd really just have to like mess with the colors to get what you really want. I'm just trying to make this show as much as possible so you can see what it's actually going to look like. You'll notice that there's nothing on the floor. It doesn't really like matter unless you really want something on the floor. This is more for just like if it's like maybe like a 3-second clip before your next transition, it's hardly even going to be noticed. So having just something in the background like this makes a whole big difference, and it's pretty easy to do and not too time consuming. The other thing I wanted to see is if you go on Deep Glow and you uncheck this, you'll see that this pops up. So like really just make sure that's checked if that's your problem. And then basically just do whatever you want with this. Change whatever really you want. There's nothing that's like stopping you from just being as creative as you want with this. This is just a basic preset. Again, I will have this linked in the description. But yeah, that's basically all that there is to it. I mean, obviously not, but there's a lot more you can do with it and a lot more different wipes you can do. But for the colors scheme, I mean, psycho stripes is obviously going to be a very common use, but yeah. So I'd also turn on motion blur too. And then yeah, that's basically it. So that preset will be in the description below, absolutely free, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Peace.